All right, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I got a video here for you today comparing two 9mm pistols that I think are pretty cool. I like both of them a lot, and I am excited to kind of share a little bit of the history of them and show you my thoughts on them. So, what I have here are the Spanish Star BM 9mm and the Yugoslavian or Serbian M88A. So I'll go ahead and get into these. The Star was introduced in like 1972, or started production in 1972. These are steel frame service weapons. So these were used by a whole bunch of countries, a bunch in Africa, and obviously the Spanish police and some military units use these. They hold 8 rounds of 9mm in the magazine, plus one cocked and locked. They have an external frame-mounted safety right there for right-handed shooters only. They're hammer-fired, and a lot of people call these 1911 clones. They are more closely Ballester Molina clones because they do not have a grip safety. But this particular model I've shot it, and it's very reliable. Very nice soft shooting gun because it's a little bit weighty. Very beautiful gun. I think these are very attractive. And if I had a way to machine an ambidextrous safety in them, I would carry it. It says Star BM on the side. I don't know if you can see. It's very shallow machining. They were imported. Century Arms imported a whole bunch of these fairly recently. So, they, for some reason, they use different serial numbers for the American importation, but that's whatever. This particular model was made in 1979, and I picked up about 8 magazines when I got it because I knew scalpers were going to eat these like crazy. I'll go ahead and I've got a snap cap in here. I'll go ahead and so I'll show you the trigger. So single action only. Very, very tough wall, like almost immediately. There's like a millimeter travel and a wall, and crisp break. Very, very nice trigger. There's really not much you can say, and that's single action. So the reset's going to be a millimeter travel. It's a super nice trigger. It's a 1911-esque design, so you get what you pay for with a 1911. Right now, these are extremely cheap, and they're good quality pistols. I wish somebody would remake these as new production guns because that'd be really cool. The other pistol is a Serbian M88A. These were introduced in, I think, 1987. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong about this one, I'm sorry. But these are 9mm. I think they hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds as well. These are based off the Russian Tokarev, and they are which of course is based off a Browning design, but they are single action only. They have a slide mounted safety, and it is a little bit counterintuitive. So in order to fire this, you have to push up on the safety and get to your grip. So I'll go ahead and show you the single action trigger. There's a snap cap in this one as well. I'll show you. Snap cap. So a little bit of take up, and then another kind of gritty wall, but it's still pretty smooth. Slightly gritty. It's not as nice as the Star. These are two very good pistols for the money. I like both of them quite a bit. The Tokarev is a little bit more rough and ready, as you'd say, and the Star is a little bit more refined and nicer to shoot, but they're still both excellent weapons. I understand why they were used as service weapons. The Tokarev was replaced by the CZ99, I think in the 90s. So it wasn't a very long-lived service weapon, but it is still pretty good and reliable. Now here's the sights on the Tokarev. Pretty basic. Here's the sights on the Star. The sights on the Tokarev are actually pretty easy to pick up. The Star are a little bit more challenging. But again, when I picked up the Tokarev, I bought a whole bunch of the magazines for it just because I knew scalpers were going to go for them. So one of the trade-offs of buying milsurp, you get kind of cheaper stuff, a good quality but still cheap. But people just buy up the spare parts and they scalp you. So another thing too, I have an original police issue Pialku holster for the Star. Good quality. This one was made in the 90s and it's like mint condition. The Star was produced all the way up till Star BM was produced like until 1992, I think. So from 72 to 92, that's a pretty good lifespan for a service pistol. Excellent quality on both of these, and I really like them a lot. Both chambered to 9mm. Both are, I'd say the Star, being that it's heavier, it's a little bit softer shooting, but the M88A is still a nice gun to shoot. If you are a right-handed person and you're looking to conceal carry a milsurp weapon, pick up either or. Star is going to be doing a little bit better for you as far as ergonomics, but you know, the Yugoslavians they just wanted to get weapons fielded. They didn't really care about ergonomics. And with the M88A, you can just use a Tokarev holster. Now, I would avoid that because the material that they use their holsters for the Soviets, like the Eastern Bloc, they used them out of what they made saddles out of, which was chrome tanned leather. It's very cheap to produce, but it's very corrosive to your metal surfaces. So a lot of old surplus weapons will have corrosion all over them because the holsters they were using were chrome tanned leather, and that corrodes steel. It oxidizes brass, and it oxidizes aluminum. So you want to avoid using a chrome tanned leather. If the way you identify chrome tanned leather is if the edges of the leather, like on here, this Pialku, this is veg tanned, because the edges of the leather are burnished. If the edges of your leather are rough and kind of frayed and not rounded nicely and smooth, it will tell you that's a dead giveaway that your holster is veg tan leather and you should not be using it. So you can see how this holster here, this Pialku for the Star, it has a nice burnished edge, very, very smooth. That's a dead giveaway that this is a veg tanned leather holster. It's a good material to use for holsters, very durable, works well. You can mark and carve all over it, but for the Soviets, they just used, and the Soviet bloc, the Eastern Bloc, they just used the cheapest material they could for their military. So fortunately, none of my magazines are rusted. They're in good shape, I'd say very good shape. And the M88A itself is actually has less holster wear than my Star BM. So very, very handsome pistol. It's got these wood grips. Really cool. I like shooting the Star more, but I actually, aesthetically speaking, I like the Tokarev more for some reason. It's just, I like AKs, and I basically like the aesthetic of Eastern Bloc weapons. They just look cooler to me. I don't know. It's a savage to me. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.